Okay, we have 3 piles to choose from here. The first pile is with the Angel Tarot, and there is this thimble charm that came through, as well as this selenite wand. The second pile here is with the glow-in-the-dark tarot. This boot charm came in. And then we have this Herkimer diamond. And then this final pile here is with the fairy tarot. I call it the fairy tarot, but it's the Paulina tarot. Just as I said that, that flash of light. And this is the charm that came through, this cannon. And then there is pyrite for the stone. Don't think about it too much. I find usually with intuition, your first impression is the right one. Pick your pile, and I'll see you in your read. Okay, if you picked the first pile with the Angel Tarot, this thimble charm, and the selenite, this is your read. So I first want to begin with the download I got around the thimble charm, and that's that I feel that there is something that can be mended in this connection, but there's a need to have a certain kind of mindfulness about what you've already been through with this person, and you might want to make sure that you're entering into this very sensitively. You don't want to get hurt again. I feel like something happened in this connection that really wounded you very deeply. And I do feel that there is a tendency for this person to be a bit sharp with their words. Their words really hurt. And there's something here that really struck a nerve in you, and it's something that you really can't shake. In fact, I feel like with the selenite coming in here too, there's really a need for you to do a lot of energy clearing. I don't feel like you completely cleared the energy from what happened back there. And until you really get yourself in a clear, centered, grounded place, you won't be able to do the work that's necessary to heal this relationship. There's a lot of work that will need to go into getting this relationship, this connection back on the right footing. And it does require that there's accountability in this situation. And again, I feel like it's something that needs to be moved into extremely mindfully. You can't go into this with your head in the sand. You have to look at things exactly as they are. You can't allow somebody to butter you up with some sweet talk and then just turn a blind eye. You may feel like you just want to get back to reestablishing the connection, but there's this piece coming through here very strongly that if you don't require what happened back there to be brought out into the light, onto the table, and for an honest discussion to take place, you're just setting yourself up to get injured again in this connection. And that's why I feel like there's really a need to really clear out all the energy first from what happened before, and then really revisit this and ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it to you to do what's required to mend this relationship? Can it be done? Yes, but it requires a lot of mindfulness. It also requires really being open and honest about the communication that happened back there. I feel there was a specific argument, and the words that came through, what was said, it was abusive. It was abusive. And it actually really pinged you in a very deep place. It created a very deep level of wounding because it was activating a lot of your deep stuff from childhood. A lot of deep stuff from childhood. So this is not something that can be swept under the rug, and it does require that both people are willing to do the work and face it honestly. This is just an initial read of the energy. But yes, things can be mended. How does that look? Will it look the same? Will your connection be what it was before? Absolutely not. I feel there's alterations here in the connection. You know, you can't go into it with the mindset that the connection is going to be what it was before. I feel like there's going to be something that's transformed in this connection and bringing it back together again. To bring it back together again requires that it comes together in a whole new way, okay? And again, equal participation. It can't be you doing all the work. I feel like you were always the one that made the effort to extend yourself after these arguments. You were the one who kind of always tended to owning your part and being very aware of how you were communicating with this individual. I feel because you didn't want to set them off. I am picking up this vibe, like you always had to really watch your words and how you moved with this person because they are easily activated, you know? This person has a tendency to just let words fly out of their mouth and then they think about them later. This may also be a pattern that they picked up from their own childhood that's playing out. You might be mirroring each other a little bit. This might be a little bit of a trauma bond. So I also feel there's a need for gentleness on both sides, compassion on both sides. Okay, so let's see what your cards are here. I'm going to go ahead and start out with the bottom card here, which is an oracle card. You have the Sacred Rebels Oracle, and we have Heaven Sent, okay? So this is a Master Builder number. I do see that there is help available here. You might have a little divine play orchestrating a reconnection here, maybe with time, space, distance. You know, people have a different perspective now. There's also something here about this person really feeling like they are your soulmate. You feel very connected to this person. There's a spiritual connection here. There's soul recognition here. And I think you've been feeling this person come into your energy field. I think they've been on your mind. You may have even received some guidance in relation to this individual, okay? Something inside of you is telling you that you're meant to come back together with this person. You might even feel that there is a need, if anything, at the very least, for there to be some kind of forgiveness, release, healing, so there can be a transformation in the situation and just how you move forward in your life. You don't want to move forward with the burden of all those things that weren't said. You have a different understanding now. You may have even recently lost somebody. You may have lost a loved one passed on. That's not for everybody, but this is coming through for someone. And because of that, it made you a lot more aware of how important it is that you say what you need to say, because you don't know when it might be the last time you ever get a chance to express your heart to somebody. And I do feel like you've really thought about this a lot. I think you've been doing a lot of healing work. I think you've been asking for guidance in relation to this. And I do feel that you're seeing synchronicities around this individual. You may even find that every time you're out and about and you're thinking about this person, you keep finding white feathers and you feel like the angels are talking to you. You feel like the angels are asking you to reconnect and heal this relationship. Very interesting. And I mean, it was the Angel Tarot, so I find that pretty wild that number 33, Heaven Sent, came out with the Angel Tarot. So, you know, there might be something pretty significant here. Let's see what happened. Okay, we have Four of Swords. You might have been dealing with a Leo. It's possible. There is a lion on this card here. This angel looks a little frustrated. They feel frustrated that this still has not been resolved. It's a long-standing issue from the past. Again, I do feel like this individual, you know, they let the words fly out of their mouth. They don't think about what they're saying. They don't. They're very reactive. And I do feel like it's a pattern that might be related to childhood. It might also be a pattern related to alcohol use. Okay, I got that coming in. Maybe this person has a drinking issue, or maybe when they've tossed back a few, they tend to get really like belligerent, okay? But I feel like the words that come out of this person's mouth have a lot to do with their own sense of wounding. They don't know how to speak up for themselves and what they're feeling when they feel hurt. To them, to admit to feeling hurt is like an admission of weakness. That's what I got. And I think right now this person has been feeling the call too, okay? I think they've also been feeling like, you know what, we really need to iron this out. We need to have some communication, but there's too much pride. There's too much pride in the way right now. It's a little bit of an ego battle at this time. And it says your mission protects against slander and impious people. So it could be that you had some people get in the way of this relationship coming together. I feel like there might have been some people saying some things that weren't true about you, and this caused some kind of argument. You may have even been accused of cheating on this person, okay? But what's interesting is I feel like they didn't even have a communication with you about this. Like they didn't even air it out with you. They just all of a sudden went ghost on you or cut you off, or their whole demeanor toward you just suddenly changed, and then you had a falling out. This person never even gave you an opportunity to clear your name. And why is that? I feel this. I feel there was a lot of people coming in between your connection. And there was a lot of lies that were spread, and this is what caused you to have this separation. But something is meant to come into alignment here. I feel you've had time out from each other. There's been, like kind of space taken from each other. I also feel like there's been a lot of healing happening here individually. I think that the person you're dealing with is a little bit more stubborn than you, a little bit more prideful. It's not easy for this person to admit when they blew it, or when they got it wrong, okay? So there's a need to be a little patient in this situation. I think in this moment, if you were to approach them right now, they might still be a little defensive, okay? I feel like there's a little bit more time that needs to play out in this connection. This person may have also dealt with some kind of health challenge where they needed to rest, They might have had some kind of accident or something that required like a rehabilitation period, or they just really need some time for recovery. If they had a drinking issue, they might have entered recovery, okay? So there's a little time here that's needed before things balance out. I do feel like you're both like sending up prayers. I do feel like you're both asking for spiritual guidance in this situation, okay? And we have here Wheel of Fortune, Metatron. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, right? Metatron brings transformation though and elevates the energy. So there is a change in process here. There is a transformation occurring in this situation. Says advancement and progress, teaches, guides, and records events in the book of life. So yes, I do feel like there's this time out right now, and I do feel like this individual in particular, they've been dealing with a lot of people that have been interfering and causing problems in your connection. I think they're just starting to become aware of this. So they're sort of like, whoa, back off. They kind of like asked a bunch of people to like give them space. And again, I do feel like there's something they've been dealing with on a health level too. This person is pretty like overloaded, and they've needed some space to just sort of like get their head clear. I think they're starting to realize though that there's transformation needed in this situation. I also feel like they're in a process of transformation too. There's also some karma to complete. This is not done yet. I feel that very strongly, and there will be a moving forward in this situation. But right now there's a need for a little space because there's something that needs to be integrated here. And where there was this piece about a death of a loved one, this may be what is needing the space to process, okay? I do feel like there's been an ending in this situation, but time is just about up on the processing phase. of whatever came to a close, because there is rebirth here. It says endings and rebirth influences health and longevity. So again, there was some kind of health issue that came up. There may have been a grieving process that came up around a loved one who passed on due to a serious health issue. Cancer is coming through in that regard. I'm so sorry to anybody that was dealing with an issue like that. It is such a brutal integration process. Just everything leading up to somebody losing that battle, all the caretaking involved. This is something heavy, okay? There was a major ending in this person's life. And if it didn't relate to somebody losing a loved one, this is like a very intense ending that requires a lot of integration of the emotions. I do feel like there's been a bit of an ego death in this situation as well. Okay. But this person's getting balanced, okay? They're getting balanced. They're about to come out the other side of this. It is an initiation. I feel like they've been through an initiation. I feel like you've been through an initiation too, right? There's longevity here. I mean, there is a connection here, and there are signs of rebirth. There's signs that this thing can bounce back. You could be dealing with a Scorpio as well. You could be dealing with an Ophiuchus because of that Scorpio influence with the Sagittarius influence. Sagittarius born from November 30th to December 18th really hold the energies of both Scorpio and Sagittarius, okay? Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's hope here. We have the star coming in. Clemency and equilibrium protects against attacks in the court. Ooh, okay, so somebody may be dealing with something where they really ended something major in their life. They could have been ending a marriage. They could have been stepping away from something where there were legalities to resolve, all right? Especially if there was a child in the situation, they may be ironing out agreements regarding custody, regarding child support, right? Somebody may have even been delinquent on their child support. I just got that, okay? So they might be closing up a court matter, a legal matter there. There's something that's being resolved in this situation though, and there is a balance that will be established here. There is hope to get this thing moving forward. I do feel like the light will come back into this situation. It's just going to take a little time. It's in the process of being balanced out right now. And again, there's a need for certain people to be moved out of the sphere. And I do feel like this person's actively working on this because there was interference in your relationship. I got in some cases, there's actually somebody that there's needed to be a restraining order put against because this person is connected to your person of interest, and this is an ex of theirs that's actually really aggressive. It wouldn't be safe for you to be around this person, so that might be a matter that's being handled in the court now. This person could have a strong Aquarius placement in their chart, all right? But we have Three of Swords here, and it says the quickly forgiving God. So there's a truth here. There's a truth here that endures, and there's a truth that needs to be spoken, and there has been a separation here, but there's a desire to speak a truth. You know, there's a desire here, again, like I was saying, to come to that place of forgiveness. And the thing about the Three of Swords is, yes, it's grief, it's loss, it's separation, but often the Three of Swords is temporary. It's not a permanent separation. And it says here, love and submission cures illness, influences paternal love, and gives long life. So again, I do feel that there is this piece here where in some cases there's an ironing out of a situation with, you know, children from a previous relationship or marriage, and If there's the dissolution of the marriage, there's all the court matters to attend to here. I do feel like things are working out in this situation. In some cases, a mother or a father is negatively impacting the relationship because they maybe don't approve, okay? And that can be on either side. I do feel like there's a working out of familial issues in this situation. And again, there's been something that was unhealthy in this picture here. I think somebody was dealing with some kind of health issue and they're getting on the other side of it. And where there was codependency in the relationship, where you overextended yourself and you were like a caretaker in this relationship, there's a balance being found here, okay? There's something that is transforming, but I feel it's specifically because of the separation. The separation was needed. This time apart was needed. And somebody here has been very actively going through a healing process. And so it looks like there's an opportunity to bring this back together again. And I say that because we have the 10 of Pentacles here. Okay? So this is important to both people, whether you're aware of it or not. Somebody also wants a new beginning here. As there's been this separation, there's been some understanding, some wisdom has come forward through it that couldn't have come forward any other way. And I feel like this individual also wants to communicate with you and speak a truth. They're wanting a new beginning here as well. So I don't feel it's just you. Something was gleaned the hard way in this matter, okay? And it's because of inner and outer work. All right, so there's something here that can be transformed, and there's a desire to recommit to the situation, build together again, maybe even move in together and have a relationship, okay? Very interesting. Now, some of you may be in the process of actively going through a divorce, and, you know, midway, you're starting to rethink this. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna actually now shuffle the cards and get some more clarification for you in this matter to see what wants to come through. Give some more details about this, angels. What does pile 1 need to know about healing this relationship of concern? What does pile 1 need to know about healing this relationship that's on their mind? What do they need to know about healing this relationship? Is it worth the investment? Is it worth the time and energy? Is this person also receptive to healing and doing the work? How will this turn out? All right, we've got the bottom of the deck here. Yes, I mean, with the Magician here, I have to tell you, the Magician in terms of love relationships often means that something can come back from the brink. It can be revived. It can speak of reunion. And it says spiritual wisdom and magic helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. So again, there's this piece of you may not have understood why. Why did everything just go down like that? I don't understand. We always were so close. And it's interesting because there's an owl here, okay? So I feel like, again, there's this piece of there might have been something going on behind the scenes, people interfering in your relationship. And I got specifically that somebody spread a rumor about something you were doing that made this person doubt you and lose trust in you, okay? But at the same time, you know, it's like, why didn't you discuss this with me? Or why wouldn't you come to me? Or why wouldn't you believe me? I feel like there's something here that you don't quite know about, but you suspected perhaps, okay? I think that you are going to, you know, get to the bottom of this. I do. I also feel with the magic here that there could have been somebody who was actively like, I don't know if they have an ex or somebody was interested in them that, you know, is a bit of the witchy persuasion, but there may have even been somebody who was doing some kind of like workings to cause problems in your connection. That's not for everybody, but if you suspect that, I would say yes, all right? I definitely feel there was manipulation that went down here that caused problems, but I think you have the ability to get to the other side of it. Let's see, any further guidance on this? Any further guidance on this, angels, for pile number 1? Any further guidance for pile number 1? Can they heal this relationship? Can they heal this relationship? All right, let's see. 5 of Pentacles, okay? It says patience reveals secrets, okay? So you need to give this some space. Like I said, 5 of Pentacles, somebody is still, in the process of working through something here. I got like it's some kind of health issue, recovery process, healing process. They might be going through counseling, okay? And there's some secret that you don't know about, all right? Something that I feel like you've intuited it, but you need confirmation about this. I'm going to do a cut of the deck. And again, we have the Magician, okay? So yeah, I think that you definitely can revive this, but not yet. It needs a little bit more time. And 2 of Swords, okay? So right now, again, this person's actively cutting off something that would get in the way of you being able to work this out. But it says here, breaking the circle lifts opposing barriers and brings victory. So breaking the circle, for those of you who suspect magical workings, I feel like whoever casts that stuff is about to get a boomerang, something fierce, okay? Because what goes around comes back around. That's just the way it works, all right? You got to own the energy you put out there. It's like a magnet, man. That's just the way manifestation works, okay? I also feel like somebody is actively in the process of getting rid of some people around them that were interfering in this connection. But if you want it and you're willing to work on it, it looks like you can build together and you can get to the other side of this. Hello, pile 2. If you pick the pile with the glow in the dark tarot, this boot charm, and the Herkimer diamond here, this is your read. So first off, just an initial download with this boot. I feel like you're being a bit of a rebel right now. There may be somebody in this connection that is very unconventional. Some would say maybe even punk rock. Maybe one of the people in this connection is in a band, is a musician. I'm getting that specifically. I feel like this person is very matter of fact, like they're very blunt. They say what's on their mind. What they say might be a little controversial. I feel like you like that. You're drawn to that, okay? I do feel that, there's been a lot of miles covered with this person symbolically, I don't feel like this is your first time at the rodeo. I feel like this is an on again, off again situation. And it just feels like no matter how many times you're drawn back to each other, you keep hurting each other, or somebody keeps just bailing out, It always starts out really hot, there's always this passion there initially, and then it just sort of like fizzles out. It has like the feel of an on again, off again relationship. I do feel like this could be a person that is really somebody who struggles with commitment. They're kind of like a fly by the seat of their pants kind of person. I got a little bit of that, squirrel, energy where they get easily distracted. They really mean what they say when they initially say it. But the thing is they're like the wind. They're very changeable. They may have a strong air sign placement in their chart. I just heard Aquarius. Yeah, more of that rebel energy. This person might work in tech. They might do something with computers for like their day job. It's got that vibe. They sort of live a little bit of a dualistic life, on one level, they're very like buttoned down, you know what I'm saying? And then on another level, they're just really like out of pocket, okay? But I think that's what you like about this person, and they feel like a character to me. I feel like they're very footloose and fancy free though, you know, they just go where the energy carries them, and they mean well, and they don't mean to hurt people. They don't intend to do that. Like, they're not malicious, but they got a certain spirit. I'm picking up Fool energy. So again, Aquarian energy, Aries energy. You know, this person's always off to do something new. This person might travel a lot, or they just like to be on the open road. Like, I'm seeing like lots of road trips. I just saw a motorcycle, so they might have a motorcycle. There is some kind of like rebel energy here. I do feel with the Herkimer diamond that this is somebody that you feel a really strong connection with though, you know. You kind of feel like you were made for each other. And that's why you don't understand. How come it never works out? It never sticks. There's something here about maybe revisioning. What does it mean for it to work out? Like, maybe it's your perception of what the relationship is supposed to be. You know, this person comes into your life at very significant junctures. There's always like something almost like otherworldly about when your paths cross. You can go a long time without seeing each other, but when you come into each other's sphere, it's always like really powerful. Like, you can feel this person coming in, and they can feel you too. You might share a telepathic connection with each other. Oh, I got so much sentience. Yes, you get like signs, synchronicities about each other, like really strongly, but this is also a person that like you can finish each other's thoughts. You feel very connected. I get that. You feel very connected, and it doesn't matter like how long you go without talking to each other. When you reconnect, it's just like you pick right back up like nothing ever happened. There was no distance between the two of you at all. Really potent connection, okay? You feel like this person is your person. Like, you feel like this is who I'm supposed to be with, but this person, they just won't commit. or they keep running off on me, you know? They make these big promises, and then they're off, and I'm left here, and I'm longing. There's something here about redefining your view of what your relationship's supposed to be with this person. That's what I'm getting as an initial download. So let's see what your other cards are. I'm going to start with your Oracle card here. Okay, your Oracle card came from the Halloween Oracle. So maybe Halloween is significant for both of you. Maybe something really significant happened at Halloween this past year. Trick or treat, mischief and play. Yeah, you might have had like a little fun going on with this person at that time. This might have been when they last breezed into your life sometime around then. But, you know, then they might have ghosted you. I do got this like vibe, like this person, they come in and yeah, it's fun and it's mischief and it wakes up this like, you know, I feel like the spicier side of you. I think there's a lot of chemistry here. There's a lot of attraction in this connection. And at the same time, I also feel like there's kind of a darker undercurrent in this connection as well. There's a lot of shadow stuff here too. You know, this person has sort of like a little bit of that devil energy. Okay, they do. They got a little bit of a dark side to them. You know, they do. And they like it. You know, there's a part of them that does like this aspect of themselves. You know, they might prefer the left-hand path. They might prefer the left-hand path. There might be an issue of ghosting in this situation. One or both sides. But it's really interesting here because you see the feminine as the ghost here, right? Maybe the feminine got freaked out by, you know, this character here and ghosted. Don't get hung up on the gender thing if you're like, no, but I'm a man, you know? Okay? And you're the one who ghosted, all right? Don't get hung up about that, okay? It's just how it's coming through. I'm picking up that the feminine, so whoever plays that role, whoever is more the receptive one, more the emotional one, more the caring one, kind of is the one that ran away. Maybe because they were afraid. They were afraid of this. Maybe there had been a pattern of this in the past, and they felt like they needed to protect themselves. Like somebody got freaked out here. Somebody got cold feet and ran. They might have even felt like somebody was playing with their emotions here. Like, oh, they're just playing me. They're probably fooling around with a bunch of other people. I got that this character might be very attractive, might be a handsome devil, or, quite the seductress, flip-flop it as you need to, all right? There could have been concern that there was multiple parties involved in this situation, or that this person was just here to have fun, just wanted to hook up. And somebody here ran. Somebody here ran. There's some like long-term pattern in this connection of running, runner chaser dynamic is what I got here. Okay. Let's see what your cards are. 3 of Pentacles. Yep. 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, somebody here could have been a Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, suspected third party interference here in this connection. May have been the one who ran. We see this coming in with the 6 of Swords, all right? And again, there's a lot of like heartache around this 911 on the clock. Like, I think this person felt like, I need to get out of here like fast. Like something about it really like almost set them into this place of just like panic is what's coming in. Like fear, a lot of anxiety. I think this person has a lot of trauma. They've been through something in this connection that scares them, frightens them, okay? They're afraid of being betrayed with the 5 of Swords. And I do feel like there is this story in this relationship. I feel like it's almost like, I'll beat you to the punch. I know you're going to ghost me. I know you're just going to, use me. You're just here for the hookup. You're going to be off with this person or that person. There may have even been multiple people around that kind of like set off the alarm. Something here like triggered something in this person that made them run from this, even though they feel like this is their wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups, okay? They feel like somebody is just out for their self-satisfaction. I also got that with the 9 of Cups, like maybe overindulges in sexual dalliances. This could be an energy that has a lot of levers, all right? Maybe they even learned something about this and then they were like, I don't know if I want to invest in this if there's all these people in the mix, all right? I do feel like there's going to be some communication here. Somebody wants to try to reach out. Somebody wants to establish connection. They want to reestablish communication. Okay, it could be the person who ghosted wants to establish communication. That would be wish fulfillment for them. But they might not be certain about how to go about it because of how things went down back there, right? I feel like it got a little messy. It got a little dramatic, right? So let's see what's going on here. Give some more details. Is there hope to revive this connection? Is there hope to have a renewal in this connection? Is it worth the investment? I would say initially as a read, a small investment, if anything. I do pick up that this needs a little bit of revisioning about this relationship because it's almost like jumping the gun too much. There's so much in this connection. I feel like there is like, a strong soulmate connection here, but what people often negate to understand is that a soulmate connection can come to teach you some really powerful lessons. That doesn't mean it's going to be like a fairy tale, okay? Some of your most challenging, difficult relationships that really just put you through it are soulmates, all right? So it's not always like some beautiful, happy ending. And I do feel with that Page of Pentacles that there's a lot of growth in this relationship. But unfortunately, the growth comes through painful experiences. And I think the growth has something to do with really learning to value yourself, So what are you really willing to put up with at the end of the day? And at the same time, There's this piece about needing to have a different view of who this person is. You know, there's a need to have a different, oh, as I said, this just came out. Yeah. You need a different view of who this person is. With the Eight of Swords here, there's something you don't see. You may feel like kind of like you're a victim in this situation, but you're actually playing an equal part. You're not helpless here. This person doesn't have any power over you. There's something here that you really need to look at, and that's your responsibility in the connection. And you already know the truth in this situation, High Priestess. I don't know why this is coming in today, but it has been out in the collective quite a bit recently. People throwing manipulation around. So it's possible there was some kind of binding in this situation. Maybe somebody really wanted to hold on to this person. And so they did a working to sort of like, you know, keep them bound to them. High Priestess energy, Pisces energy there, all right? They might have just been thinking about their own personal satisfaction in this situation. Yeah, you know, I'm noticing the castle off in the distance. It's like, yeah, it's not such a fairy tale, is it? What you bind is bound to you. It could also be that one person really wants this person to be something that they are not. I got that, okay? Use your intuition. You need to get a different view in this situation. You need to get a different view. If this person's going to be in your life, you know, there's something about it's not necessarily going to be the way you think it's going to be. Let me go ahead and just do a shuffle here, okay? You know, you might be keeping yourself kind of trapped. It's okay if you want something different. You know, maybe you want a real commitment from somebody. You're wanting that beautiful love story. You know, you want somebody who will just be, you know, devoted to you. Maybe this person prefers a polyamorous lifestyle, and that's just not for you. I mean, you can't make somebody be something they're not. That's what I'm picking up here. It's almost like wanting something to be other than it is. And there's a need to get a different view. It's like, yes, you know, this person can play a role in your life, but it's sort of like, you know, what you see is what you get. I got that. Yeah. What you see is what you get. King of Wands, Knight of Swords, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, extremely independent energy. Okay? This is a free agent, man. And like I said, they're very impetuous with the Knight of Swords. They might have a strong air sign placement in their chart too, fire and air. You know, this is a person who likes to fly by the seat of their pants. I mean, they come in, it's really dramatic. They say all the things. It's like something out of a movie, and it stirs you up and it gets you excited. And you're like, oh yeah, I feel alive again. I mean, and I do feel like, you know, you do share a legit connection, you know, and this person breezes into your life to wake you up. And, you know, maybe that's what you do for each other. You're a catalyst for each other. I do feel like, you know, this person is going to come forward. I do. All right. And they probably have a lot of dramatic stuff to say. I do, but there's this piece here about there's something you need to see in a different way with this person. I mean, if you expect this person to turn into your knight in shining armor, you're not looking at this, you know, clearly, or, you know, princess, your princess. There's this fairy tale, sort of like living in a fairy tale fantasy that it doesn't match reality. It doesn't mean this person's a bad person. It's just like, this is what they can offer, you know, and there needs to be an understanding about that. I'm picking that up. Let me do a cut of the deck here, because this feels pretty clear to me. Yeah. 10 of Wands here, okay, with the 4 of Cups. I mean, they can give you what they can give you. Are you going to hear from this person again? I feel like you're wondering what's going on. You feel like you're in the dark about this individual. I mean, this person's got a lot of people they hook up with. They got a lot of people in the dark right now, you know. I do feel like they are going to reach out. They're going to make some offer to you, but it's not what you want. And why? Because there's other people in the mix. All right. That's what I got. As much as you want this to be like the end all be all, it's just not. Is this person good for a good time? You know, a fun weekend, getting your fire lit, making you feel enthusiastic about life again? Hell yeah. All right. Are they gonna, uh, put down roots with you, live with you, like have some fantasy fairy tale relationship with you? No, no. And as long as you keep wanting it to be that, the only thing you're going to do is keep yourself stuck. And I think you know this. You have to know this. With a high priestess there, you know this. It's just that you like to dance with the devil. Admit it. You do. You like to dance with the devil. And there's a little piece in you. There's a little piece in you. And I think let's just keep it real. Okay, we're all adults here. I think it's because of the sex. It's because of the sex. There's this little piece here. And maybe you even really explore sexually in a way that you are not able to with other people with this person, okay? All right. I just got, when I said that, a little birdie told me. So this person might even kind of like blab about, your intimacy stuff. Like, ugh, I don't know, man. I just feel like you got to know what you're dealing with here. And I think you do, so it's like either you accept it for what it is and you be at peace with that and enjoy it for what it is, just somebody to have fun with. I would say, make sure you all are being responsible about, how you're connecting with each other. Because I do see this person has multiple partners. And I don't think that's going to change. I just don't, And you know that too. Deep down, you know that too. But hey, if you're hoping to hook up again, yeah, you're going to hear from them. You're going to hear from them. But I don't think you're going to want to receive what they have to offer because it's not what you want. And so there's something here about recognizing that it's okay, it's okay. You can still love that person. You just might not want to let yourself be so vulnerable with them because it looks like you feel a deeper emotional connection and you could really get hurt here. This person's independent. This person wants to stay single. There's nothing here that indicates that there's mutual investment in growing something enduring. But hot night, a lot of passion, some pillow talk, yeah. And if that's good enough, then I say you got that coming your way. Welcome, pile 3. If you chose the FAIRIE Tarot or what's truly the Paulina Tarot, the Pyrite, and this canon, this is your read. So first of all, with the canon here, I got kind of like a dualistic message, all right? I think that there is a lot of pent up energy, a lot of pent up tension in this situation. There may even be a little bit of a battle associated with this person, with this connection. This may be a very competitive situation where, there's a lot of people that have their eyes on the same person. And so it may feel like you're battling it out. There may be like this feeling of almost like jockeying for position or to be recognized by this person. There might be a lot of people trying to get this person's attention, or you feel like you're always fighting for this person's attention. I do feel like there's some fight involved in this situation, like some kind of sort of 5 of Wands energy is what I'm picking up. There might be some arguments in connection. Maybe you've had like a long-standing issue. I mean, I think of cannons and I think of war, so usually a battle like that's been long and drawn out. This may have been going on for a long time. There could have been a situation where somebody like just fired something off. Maybe somebody really has a temper on them, okay? And there was some kind of argument and there was like just these words that were put out that it might have just created an immediate like ceasefire. Like, that's it. I don't want to deal with this, all right? I feel like this is a situation also where things have been stuck for a while, and I don't know why I'm cueing into this, but this is almost reminding me of like a wheel of fortune here, okay? So I feel like there's something very karmic about this situation. And I feel like there's some karma that's being resolved. You could be dealing with a fixed sign energy in this situation. When I think of the Wheel of Fortune, that's Sagittarius. And then also the fixed signs are Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo. Okay, so any of those signs could be factoring in. I do feel like there's an important karmic cycle that recently closed, and I feel like the wheel is just about to turn in your favor. So where this situation was gridlocked, there's about to be forward motion, and maybe faster than you expect, because then when I think of a cannon, I got like that sort of daredevil energy, like somebody shooting their shot, taking a risk, reaching out, and it comes in very quickly and unexpectedly. I do feel with the pyrite here, I got a few different messages here. I feel like you've been really focusing on building wealth, okay? So maybe you have your sights set on this. You've been really focused on your finances. You've been getting the bag. You've been developing something for yourself. You could have been even working on building your own business, and you're really looking to create some abundance for yourself, some stability for yourself. I feel like you are moving into a greater position of visibility, and you're being recognized for what you do. There is this piece here about really kind of like protecting your energy because of that. In fact, that might have something to do with this competitive energy, is that people are feeling like a little envious, okay? It could be like a little of that evil eye energy floating around this situation. So maybe people feel like you always win, or you always come out ahead, or all eyes on you kind of situation. And that's why there's so much competitiveness around this person, because they don't want to see you win in this area as well. All right. There's something going on here. I do feel like you would be wise to just be mindful of just being protective of your energy. Like, you don't need to share everything blow by blow. Like, I do feel like there's going to be some kind of forward momentum in this situation, but there's this piece here about maybe keep it to yourself initially. I'm feeling that very strongly, because I feel like there's a lot of prying people around you who would love to insert themselves in your situation and would like to kind of, you know, figure out what your next step may be. That piece coming in here. But I do feel like whatever you're working on, you know, is also very important to you. I'm getting like a real dualistic message here that you want to have forward momentum with this person, and at the same time, not at the expense of what you've been building for yourself. So I like this about this pile. It feels like there's a sense of hard-earned self-worth here, and something you're really establishing for yourself, and that you're not willing to compromise it for this individual, okay? And so that's good. I love that, you know, there's this sense of personal empowerment coming through here with this pile. But just make sure when this comes in, I do feel like it kind of comes in suddenly. It's almost like a tower, right? When you have some forward momentum in this relationship with this person. There also might be like a lot of heated emotions. There might be a lot of passion, but I also feel there could be some kind of volatility there too. You might be really angry, or this person might be angry about something as well. Okay, so the propensity to get kind of wrapped up in drama in this situation is pretty high. So I think you're going to need to be really grounded. I also think that you're going to need to have clear, you know, like differentiation between time you have available for this person and what you're working on as well. All right. So there's something you need to be very aware of here. All right. I got competitor energy around this particular pile. So be grounded. Stay grounded in what you're working towards. Stay grounded in your goals. Don't get so caught up in this person coming around and something moving in this situation that you get sidetracked, because I'm getting this almost as a side note that you're really about to hit a milestone, you know, with what you've been working on. There's some success coming your way and some up leveling financially. So you don't want to sabotage that because you get distracted, you know, by some big D energy, or, whatever tickles your fancy. All right, let's have a look here. We're going to look at your oracle cards first, and you are the only pile that had 2 oracle cards come out. So there's something really significant here. Oh, I love this. Look. Restore and replenish. So again, there's that grounding energy. I do feel like you've been working really hard, okay? And I feel like when this comes in, you kind of need to sort of absorb it, all right? When you finally get an opportunity to have things move forward in this situation, I think you need to kind of like just take a moment before you respond. So maybe this person reaches out to you. You might need to just take a moment to sort of sit with it, lean into it, feel what you feel about it. I do feel like there's some vulnerability here too, all right? I think you've been through a lot in this situation. It's been kind of a long, drawn out battle in this situation. There's been a lot of drama, and so I feel like maybe you've been taking some time out just to restore yourself, get grounded. Again, the grounding coming through is very important. You might even want to go and spend some time in nature, just sort of like clear your energy a little bit. I do think that, when you initially make contact with this person again, when things start kind of moving forward in this situation again, there's a need to kind of like take it incrementally, not all in one shot. You got to make sure you're really like staying connected to this sense of empowerment that you've stepped into recently. You don't want to lose this. And I feel like in some way, this person has the ability to really take you back into this place of vulnerability. So there's this need to sort of like easy does it, okay? I do feel like there's something that is coming into alignment here with the 38 energy, but I also feel like you need to pace it. And the reason why you need to pace it is because you have been actively manifesting what you're working on for yourself, all right? So you can't get distracted from this. You got to keep your focus. I'm also getting a little piece here too about, is this person coming around and are they, ready to work things and move things forward because they see that you're actively manifesting something here. They see that you're moving forward with something, that maybe you're having some kind of up leveling, maybe they want a little in on that action, or do they want to kind of like throw off your focus? I think there's this strong piece here about don't lose your focus on what you've been working on for yourself. You need to stay very grounded in that because you're about to have a moment of success. And this thing comes in like a wrecking ball. That's what I heard. This thing comes in like a wrecking ball. Like it could really throw you off track, throw your focus off. So really stay centered and grounded. Okay, let's check this out here. Yes, we got Ace of Wands here, all right? So I do think there's a lot of passion in this situation. I do think this person's really attracted to you. I do think this person feels a lot of like connectivity with you. There's a lot of chemistry here. I think it's mutual, all right? But there is this need to remember, the shadow aspects in this situation, okay? And I think this person comes in really big, really bold. They come in with a lot of fire. They could be a Sagittarius. They could be a Leo. They could be any fire sign energy. They could be an Aries, okay? But there's this need here for you to remember what you've been building, okay? You've been building something here with the 4 of Pentacles. And from dealing with this situation with this individual, the way that it hasn't always been safe for you to just like jump right in, open up your heart, let everything hang out. You've definitely been wounded in this situation. This person keeps you in the dark a lot, okay? They do. They keep you in the dark a lot. And I also feel like simultaneously, when this comes rushing in, this person may want to really like move things forward very quickly. I'm picking up like a lot of passion here. It's almost like pent up tension. I feel like there was more like outside interference. It feels like community interference in your situation. And so there was a lot that needed to be grounded out. And that's why things have been sort of like not on the same page with this person. I feel like you're getting to the other side of this though. And this person's like, now they're ready to come in. They really want to move things forward quickly. It's like pedal to the metal kind of energy. This person's now ready to totally commit. I see that, okay? with the King of Pentacles here. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be, all right? But there is that piece too. I feel like you're really working on something. I see you've been working really hard. I do. You've been working on something. And this person may come in and say, hey, you know, take a break from work. You know, let's head off in this new direction. But you know that if you go off and you just rush ahead and, you know, you chase your passions with this person, that what you're growing right now could really suffer. Because before you can move ahead with this, you really need to bring, you know, this to completion. I feel like you're about to hit a major point of success with what you're building for yourself. We got the World here, okay? So this is a bit karmic too. This could be a pattern with this individual too. Like, how many times have you gotten distracted from something you were working on, something you were trying to progress in your life, by this person coming around stirring everything up? You really need to keep your sights set. I really feel that it's a message of follow through for you, because you're about to hit a pivotal moment of success with what you've been working on. And you know this, like, you know this, you know the way this connection is distracted in the past. I mean, I get it, all right? There's a lot of, like, you know, passion here, intensity, chemistry. It's big, it's bold, it's very tempting, all right? But anything that is going to endure, anything that truly is willing to be committed to this process with that King of Pentacles energy, it's not going to have you like act right now. It will be okay with you laying down the proper foundation for this. And it's also going to need to understand that you don't drop everything just because they suddenly call your name. There's something here that you need to be mindful of, all right? There's some kind of transformation you've gone through in this situation. When you freed yourself from a particular karmic loop in this situation, you started to really step into your empowerment. And as you did this, you started to see a lot of success generating in your life, okay? So this person can have the tendency to distract you and, you know, prevent this success from coming in. I got this, right? If you allow yourself to get too caught up in it. So pace yourself. And if this person has an issue with that and there's very high pressure, all right, and they're like, no, it's like now or never, well, then I guess it's never. I mean, I picked that up really strongly, because look, if you allow yourself to be rushed, 5 of Swords, all right? Don't betray yourself. You've done that too many times in this situation. Don't betray yourself. You're invested in something that you've been working really hard on, and it's all about you and your future, what you want to create for yourself. Don't let this person threaten you in that way, okay? There should never be that, all right? Somebody who's truly committed to you, they'll be willing to see it through, okay? They'll be willing to see it through. They'll understand the need to kind of like, you know, lay down the proper foundation. This is really important. So let's get some more details here, right? Let me just set these aside. What does pile 3 need to know about this situation? Is there a possibility for reconciliation and growth in this situation? Is there a possibility of having this, you know, relationship really up level? It looks like, you know, that's kind of what you're wanting to see here. Is there a possibility to get beyond the conflicts, the challenges, the competition, you know, all of this? Okay, can this person handle pile 3 also really being empowered and in their strength and being a go-getter and making their own stuff happen, you know? Are they able to create the space for that? Let's give some clues about this situation, please, Spirit. What does pile 3 need to know about this situation, Spirit? I mean, we have 10 of Swords here as the basis of the matter. I think that there was something that you kind of like stopped struggling with, especially with this last full moon that came in. The full moon in Leo may have really illuminated something for you. I think you finally maybe came to a place of acceptance, like full acceptance. Like, I feel like you just fully released this thing. I do. I feel like it's something you struggled with for a long time. I feel like you had a lot of stress about it for a long time. You might even have picked this pile because you're just kind of curious, you know? I have to tell you, you know? I do feel like there's something here that you let go of, you know? You just finally felt a place of coming to full acceptance that, okay, that's done. It's not going to work out. I don't think that you've been embroiled in an ongoing battle here. I don't think you've been competing. I think you've been focusing on yourself. I think you've been staying in your own lane. I think you're in a really good position right now. And it's almost like just as you come to this place, truly letting go and being like all, you know, good with everything, here they come barreling in like a wrecking ball. I mean, that's what I got, okay? So let's see. Give some guidance about this. Any details, any more information? Is it worth it? Is it worth to open up this door again? I mean, is there something worth exploring here? Or is it better to end cycle on this for pile 3? What does pile 3 need to know about this relationship, Spirit? What does pile 3 need to know about this relationship, Spirit? Is it worth it? Okay. Well, I mean, it does look like we have a true pair here, I have to say. We do have a true pair here, all right? But one thing is coming through very strongly because we have Queen of Pentacles, okay? So I do feel like this could be a case where it's like, yeah, you know, you two can make a dynamic duo. You really can. You could also have a strong earth sign placement in your chart. You don't have to. I do feel like maybe there's this piece where you're both go-getters, all right? And maybe this person wants to build with you, all right? Maybe they see that you really can meet them in that place. But there is this piece here where if they really feel that way, then it has to be on a level where you can meet each other eye to eye. So I think for you, the test is really going to be, can this individual let you rise? All right? And flip-flop it as you need to. You know, it might be hard for you to see this person, you know, kind of leveling up. There's something here where you have to be, you know, supportive of each other, you know, work, career, advancement, security, stability. This may be very important to both of you. I feel like commitment is also very important to both of you. I do feel like there's a lot of passion here. I do feel there's going to be a strong action taken. A lot of chemistry, okay? But there needs to be this understanding that you got to follow through with whatever you've been working on establishing for yourself. It's very important. And this person needs to respect that, you know, the world does not all revolve around them. And likewise, you need to respect that for them as well. I see you're both very minded in this way. And so this is really about, can you be independent even within relationship, you know? In other words, can you be in this relationship without either of you having to sacrifice your individuation? Because I feel like that's a very important piece of this puzzle, all right? So let's see what's going on here. Give me some more information about this, Spirit. Any further clarification about this? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? This just flipped over. Queen of Cups. Okay. There's a lot of love here. There is a heartfelt connection. There's emotions here. I think intuitively, you know, you feel like this is your person. I do feel that. Water sign energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I also feel like just, you know, on a soul level, you know, you feel this person. You feel like, yeah, they're my heart. Okay. Any further guidance about that? I think it's about having the balance, you know. It's about having the balance. You know, don't get so caught up in this that you sacrifice everything you've been building. I feel like this is coming through as a big cautionary statement here. And maybe there's been one person in this connection who's, you know, had a little bit of, you know, insecurity around that, you know. 21 on the clock. Yeah, they need to get over that. The person who has an issue with somebody else advancing, you know, like they like to be the one that's kind of like the top dog in terms of like who's bringing in the bag. You know, there's something here. This person might have very traditional values. They might be kind of old school. All right. If you're the feminine in this situation, they might have a really hard time seeing the feminine advance, all right? That might be something that kind of like gets to them a little bit, or maybe they felt like they weren't on the same level and they've been spending some time like trying to like get their game on too, so they feel like they can be an equal match. Like somebody, 22 on the clock, yeah, that's the case in some cases. I mean, somebody is a little too hung up on the superficialities here on that level, you know, like just being overly concerned about that. But I see there's a new beginning here with the Ace of Cups. I think you each really are in a place where you know your worth, you know your value, all right? And I do think you're going to be receptive to this new beginning. I feel like this new beginning will likely come in through a message, okay? I think there's going to be a desire to move something forward. Let's do a cut of the deck here. I feel like this person's going to want to see you. And that might be what kind of needs to be like held off for just a minute. Like, I got to see this stuff through first. They might be really encouraging you, like, look, you've been working so hard. Let's just, you know, just take a break. Go on this little lover's jaunt with me. But I think, you know, you need to really see this through. I keep getting that very strongly, okay? Yeah. You need to tell them, look, we need to take our time with this with the Four of Swords. And I think this is going to be the thing that will really reveal where it's at for you. Because you need to let them know, like, I'm not going to be put in a position where I'm going to be, like, struggling financially again because I let you, you know, be the one who was supporting me. Okay. So maybe somebody went through something where they lost work or they were dealing with some kind of financial loss and this person kind of helped foot the bill a little bit or played a supportive influence. And then you found out like this person lost respect for you when they were doing that, or vice versa. So there's a need to really respect that somebody's been building themselves back up from the ground up and is about to have a moment of success. And they need the time to see this through and get this established. I think if that can be respected, we got big Empress energy here coming in with the Hierophant. And that looks pretty good. All right. It looks like there can be a real renewal here. Maybe even something that leads to real serious commitment, marriage possibly. Okay. I also feel like what's been at the heart here has been a community situation. So like I was saying, there's been some kind of like battling it out in the community, but there's something that's turning around here. But I do feel, you know, you have to block this energy that's trying to get you to go forward real fast here, all right? This is what you're going to need to really be mindful of. I see this. If you're not, this could sabotage you. It could sabotage you. It could sabotage you. They're not going to like this, okay? This is what I got. I think you will go somewhere with this individual. You may go on a trip together, you know, something to just like renew your connection, drop in with each other. But I think you need to like block off the energy for a little bit and just say, look, right now I'm in active transformation. I'm just about to, you know, see myself through to some very important goals. And if I do this now, it's going to just totally bring my whole house down, everything I've been building for myself. And again, this person's going to fight you on it, okay? They're going to be super passionate. They're going to be like, no, I'm ready to move forward now. Like, it's now or never. You know? That kind of vibe. You need to guard against this, all right? I'm telling you, if you just jump on this and you allow this person to kind of run this show, you're going to be right back where you started, back into the arguments, back into the competitive vibe. It's going to be the same old, like, player kind of stuff. I think, you know, you're already going to kind of suspect this when this person comes forward. It's going to feel a little bit fishy to you. And you don't want to invite in the same drama that you had before with this person. So you need to tell them, hey, I'm focusing on my work right now. I'm actively busy trying to reach a goal. Look at it. You go to the 9 of Pentacles if you stay on task here. It's really important. You've got to see this through. 26, 22. After that, yeah, then you can have the opportunity to build together with the 10 of Pentacles. But this person's got to be willing to put this on pause. So this is going to be like the deciding point between you two. But I think it'll work out. I think it's going to take a couple months. I think you'll be actively like communicating with each other, messaging each other, texting each other, getting the communication flowing. But I don't think you're going to see the actual moving forward into a new phase in this connection for a couple of months, okay? But you will, all right? It looks like you're going to take the leap. You're going to shoot your shot to press, the restart on this and move things forward. But again, you're going to have this person cool their jets because they're really going to put on the pressure. They could be a fire sign energy. Let me just get all these signs for you. There's big Sagittarius energy here. There's Aries energy, Aquarius energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We also have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra. Yeah. This looks like the main players in this situation. Okay. So just remember, don't lose sight of what you've achieved for yourself and everything you worked so hard for. Because I see if you do, you're going to blow it. Because it means you just didn't learn the lesson from the last go around. And that's something you really don't want to lose sight of. If you can stick to that though, I do see that there's going to be an ability to have some growth and forward momentum in this situation. At least enough where you're going to be willing to press restart, okay? It is the fool's journey, so it'll be like starting from scratch in this connection. I got that. Like, you all are going to have to clear the slate. And you may not realize how good the pause will be just to give enough time for you all to work through your past issues, kind of clear out all the old energy, and then you can really like start fresh from there. And I believe it will be through like some kind of trip you take together. I'm picking that up very strongly. Some kind of like lover's jaunt, travel, something like that. And it's really going to transform things, okay? And get you looking at things in a new way about how to move forward. I feel like there's a to be continued with this one, right? That's the vibe. It's not done yet. You're not finished with it. So I know you're going to reconnect with this person, but I do advise you to pace yourself to get the best result.